The beginning of any growing season can be pretty intense with so much planting and getting plants in the ground and everything like that in a timely fashion before it's too late and then the crops won't have enough time to mature. However, this season I grew parsnips and made a pretty cool discovery. So basically what I did during a momentary thaw in July is I loosened up the ground and planted the seeds of parsnips. And then in, did I say July? So basically what I did was I took advantage of a momentary thaw in January and I cleared away the ground, planted some parsnip seeds. I wanted to see if I could plant these parsnip seeds and they would survive the better part of the winter, just to see what germination rates would be like. And then a few months later in another row, during March, I planted a second planting of parsnips right next to it on the other side of the bed. Alright, here is the second planting of parsnips that I did just now. I didn't get it on video because the battery died on me, but what I went through, I pulled up the sod only on the side of this garden bed, only where I was going to plant. So it's kind of like a conservation tillage type thing where I'm only planting that aisle that I'm going to plant, that row. And then what I did is I went through with a stirrup hoe and just kind of loosened up anything that was left there. And then I made a little trench, and then I planted the parsnip seed in that, covered it up, and it is now March 9th. So the initial parsnip planting, which is on the other side of this bed, I did back in January. Of course, the ground, the soil is a little bit more compacted. As you can see, some cracks in it and stuff like that. Here, this is the more freshly worked soil that got planted with parsnips today. So we'll just kind of see if the parsnips do a better job of maybe germinating in this fresher planting, because sometimes the tinier soil particles can work their way up to the surface over time and then make it hard for the seedlings to emerge. So we'll kind of see if that really has an effect on these parsnip plants this year. So here we are looking at this bed of parsnips with the two different plantings in it. The one from January is on this side, and the one from March is on that side. Earlier on in the year, like back in April and May, the January planting, interestingly enough, actually had a superior germination rate. A lot more seeds came up, which really actually surprised me, compared to the March, where germination was a lot sparser. Now, looking at these plants currently, this patch, these plants are actually a little bit more smaller than the ones on the other side from the March planting, and that is because I never thinned out the January planting. It was on my list of things to do, but just not high enough of a priority, I guess. So that's why these are smaller, but otherwise they seem to grow a lot better than the ones that were planted in March. Which is interesting, because I would think that, like, if the seeds were planted earlier and in colder conditions, like, they would be eaten by, you know, grubs or birds or whatever, but it was actually the January planting that did better than the March planting. So that's interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe this is a skill that you can use to make your planting time less stressful at the beginning of the season and bring a little bit more balance to that time of the year. Not worrying about getting all of the seeds in a particular season in the ground so that they're planted on time. So thanks so much for checking out this video. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.